What is going on, team? I hope you guys are absolutely smashing it wherever you are right now. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the 10 mistakes that I made when I was still a beginner in the gym. All right, this is going to be a super chilled out video, but it's super informative, and I really hope that you guys take notes while you listen along. So I do want to add a disclaimer and say that I have written down the notes on my other phone, so please be mindful of that. If you see me looking down, I'm not getting back to my DMs. I'm actually just looking at the notes that I'd written. So let's get into point number 1. So with point number 1, guys, I think a lot of people that battle with being overweight or obese or fat, if you want to put it in those plain and simple terms, is you don't care about how, you just know that you want to be small, right? And I think that was something that I really dealt with a lot. Is I could feel the weight and it was weighing me down, and I just wanted to be small. And I think had I known what I know now, and I hope someone that is in that similar starting point that I was in can listen to this advice, please focus on being strong. Don't focus on trying to be skinny, all right? Focus on building muscle. The more muscle that you prioritize building, the more fat that your body will burn. So keep that in mind. Focus on being strong. Worry less about trying to be skinny. It's not gonna help you. Point number 1 and point number 2 really go hand in hand with one another, and I want you guys to walk away from this channel knowing one thing, okay? Cardio burns calories. Building muscle burns fat. That's it, period. So I would literally spend so much time on the treadmill, guys. Like, I could spend an hour on the treadmill day after day, sweating it out and really thinking that I was burning fat. And guys, that was not the case. That's probably why I ended up being skinny fat, because I wasn't eating enough and I was just doing a load of cardio. All right, so I really want you guys to shy away from falling into the cardio trap. Burn some extra calories, do cardio, but otherwise cardio is overrated, and I really want you guys to walk away knowing that you can lose fat with a minimum amount of cardio. So unless you've dealt with some sort of body issues or some sort of body dysmorphia, I don't think you'll understand the real impact of point number 3. When you are at a place in your life where your body doesn't appease you, or seeing your own reflection disgust you, you really don't understand what it's like to be desperate for change, especially when it comes to your physique. And not enough people understand the process that you have to go under for you to get to a place where you're able to just do that, all right? But I think I was just way too desperate. And that's the thing with fitness, guys, is when you're coming in too hot, you're gonna burn, all right? You need to be pursuing fitness because you want this to be your lifestyle. I see a lot of people, especially on social media, talking about being in their gym girl era, gym boy era, all that kind of shit. And I think being a part of an era, you're gonna go out just as quickly. So I think for me, luckily enough, it wasn't just an era, it ended up changing my life. But I was just so desperate to achieve the results that it ended up in me doing some really extreme things, like intermittent fasting for hours on end, doing a lot of cardio, eating very little, just doing too much. And I think with fitness, the less you do, the better. So don't be desperate. Had I just taken my time, I probably would have avoided so many of the negative outcomes that I've experienced throughout my fitness journey, all right? And I think that's a piece a lot of people miss, is they see their fitness goals, but they don't see them as being part of a fitness journey, all right? You're on this for the long haul, I hope. And right now, if I look at the fitness community that I'm also a part of, you can find a gazillion number of fat loss hacks, muscle building hacks, caloric deficit tricks, everything in the book. Just think of it. I promise you can find it online, especially on TikTok, where they'll explain it to you in 30 seconds or less, all right? And I think it's great, and obviously it's helped me also to build a community of my own. But in the same breath, people need to understand that not everything out there is for you, especially with your body, all right? One person's training style or training methods might not actually work for what would be sustainable for you. And I think for me at the time, obviously, thank God, I wasn't exposed to so much knowledge that I am right now. But back then, I tried everything. Intermittent fasting, keto, paleo. So if I look at what I went through in terms of trying everything and basically not landing up where I wanted to be, ultimately what I found is not everything that's out there is applicable to you, all right? Not everything that every trainer or every fitness person says you should do is sustainable for you. And it's so important for you to understand that you need to look after yourself and you need to find what works for you and your lifestyle, okay? So to tell you the truth, guys, this point always touches home for me because it always reminds me about the power of the mind, all right? It sounds so corny, but if I just think about the version of myself that I was before I'd lost all the weight and I'd gained all the muscles, all of the self-loathing, yes, it got me started, but that's not the reason why I finished, okay? And I think a lot of people try to bully themselves into bettering themselves. You think that self-loathing is an act of tough love, and really it's just self-hatred, and I don't think it's going to take you very far. I struggled quite a bit with binge eating. I would go periods of just eating food for a family of 4 and then not eating at all, like not eating for days, and just punishing myself into this journey and punishing myself for being fat and punishing myself for not looking how I thought I needed to look. And I look back now and it was just not necessary. And let me tell you the truth, guys, and I've spoken about this on my TikTok before. If you don't know, you should follow my TikTok. Let me tell you guys right now, if you can't love yourself at your lowest, you're not going to be able to resonate with the person you'll be at your highest. So it's so important for you to love yourself throughout your fat loss journey. Like, don't change your body because you hate it. Change it because you want to learn how to love it better. So point number 8 is something that I think a lot of my clients even struggle with, which is you focus on the number and not actually on how you feel, all right? So I would weigh myself almost every day, and I look back and I'm just like, now I don't even weigh myself twice a week. A lot of people don't understand the difference between weight and fat. Weight comprises of many things: the amount of water you drank that day, whether you slept accurately or not, if your digestion system is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Fat is just that, it's what it is. And sometimes even when you are losing fat, it's not going to reflect in your weight. You get me? Okay, so I would always focus on the number and not how I felt or how I was performing. And that's some advice I really want to give you guys today is don't focus on what the scale is telling you. Yes, it's a good metric in terms of tracking your progress on a long-term and ongoing basis, but it's not the end all and be all. Results are really minuscule a lot of the time, and it's all about those small results that compound over time that make the most difference, and eventually the scale will move. So don't focus on the scale, focus on how you feel and how you perform and how things are starting to look. That's kind of what I was doing for a while. It's just doing it for the after picture. I wasn't even doing it because I felt good about it anymore. You know, I think a lot of us have this image of how we need to look in the end. And the truth is, guys, a lot of the times you're not going to look like that. Okay, so I don't think glorifying the after picture in your head is what's going to keep you going on this race. And that's the thing. A lot of people, and it's corny, a lot of people say all the time is motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. And I think that's really that, and it really ties into what are you doing it for? Are you doing this because you're trying to be in your gym girl era? Then that's what it's going to be, an era. Are you doing it for the gym picture? Well, that's not going to be enough for you to want to keep on going. You make that version of yourself seem so unattainable. You with the 6-pack with 4 love handles right now, do you really believe that that's you with the 6-pack? Probably not. Okay, so don't do it for the after picture in your head. All right, make sure that your reason goes beyond just the physical and the superficial. And to be honest, fitness has very little to do with my personality now. Like, I don't just have protein shakes in my head, all right? And if I think about myself back then, in any conversation with anyone or any space that I was in, I was always just thinking about how people looked, how people thought I looked, how I felt I looked in that moment. Because you're fat or you're underweight or you don't like your body, that doesn't need to be the whole reason why you exist. It's beyond your body. You exist for reasons beyond your body, and you deserve to be loved for reasons outside of your body. So really and truly, guys, I wish if you can take out from this specific point is just don't do it because you think there's something wrong with you and you're expecting fitness to change you and your life miraculously. Whether you have a six-pack or not, you're still going to be dealing with the problems you're dealing with right now, okay? You're just going to be in a different body. Team, I think a lot of people just need to chill on the amount of pressure that they place on the expectations that they believe they're going to receive if they do embark on a fitness, fat loss, or muscle gain, or body transformation journey, okay? It's not your whole life. You exist for reasons outside of your body, and I think you need to embrace that. And I think that is something I needed to know at that time that I didn't, and I'm so glad I know now. So yeah, team, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. I hope that it helps. If you could relate to or resonate with any of the things that I've just said, I really hope there's something you can take out of this video, and I hope you just have a different perspective on the fitness lifestyle. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.